I'm now going to hand over to David Bowles, who's going to say a few words.
Hello everybody, thank you Robin for those kind words, and if I could say that Robin is explaining to you that we've been great partners in this process, and I want to say that we are thrilled to have Newham Council and Sir Robin as our partner, and we're very, very excited about what's happened today. It's nice to be on the winning side, and it's nice that the winning side is on the right side, and that's what I think that we represented. We represented what is right, what is fair, what is honest. And it's a great day for West Ham Football Club, there's no doubting that. But it's also a great day for Newham Council, for my council. This is where I was born many years ago, 8 years ago. It's also a great day for England, for Great Britain, because we are keeping our promise. When Lord Coe said that he was speaking on behalf, he gave a promise in 2005, and I think it's widely written that it was on behalf of the Queen. I actually think it was on behalf of all of us, every single person. He gave a promise on behalf of us all, and it would have been a tragedy if that promise had been broken. For me personally, this is also an amazing day. I've come full circle. I started out here as a young boy, which seems like 100 years ago. I clawed my way out of poverty in the ravages of the war. I've come full circle and I've come back to my home. And I look over my shoulder and I see this wonderful stadium. I can't tell you how proud that I feel today. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Robin. We'll now move to the press conference, the question and answer session. I'll just ask photographers to just hang back now, please, until afterwards. We'll start with the broadcast question first, then Gary.
Yes, thank you very much. Congratulations, gentlemen. We've heard from David Bowles. What's with David Sullivan?
I'll just reinforce everything David said and Sir Robin has said. Just very, very good for East London, very good for London, very good for the community and legacy. And I'd just say the same as David. I really believe as a neutral our bid was the best bid, and the best bid has won.
It's an East London club moving to an East London stadium. Lord Sugar has passed on the message. He says, good luck, but it ain't going to work.
Well, Lord Sugar is a man who's entitled to his opinion, but he's not right all the time. I think if you look at the history of Amstrad, there's been quite a few mistakes. I couldn't dig hard if you had an Amstrad computer. You know what I'm talking about.
So Robin, Dan Rowan, BBC News, do you expect any kind of legal challenge from either Spurs or Leyton Orient?
No, I think that's up to them. I mean, we're here to celebrate our bid. We get to look at what we're able to achieve for the community, for the club and for all the different partners. It would be inappropriate to comment on that. That's their decision. But I will say I think the whole process has been carried out very professionally, and I'm very impressed with the way that the OPLC has done its business.
How about you, David? Do you expect any kind of judicial review? Are you worried about
I
that?
can really only endorse what Sir Robin's saying. You know, this is not an issue for us. Today, we've won right. We're the preferred bidder. We're hopeful that that will be endorsed by government and by the mayor, and that's our position as we speak.
Spurs have just issued a statement that says that having a running track around the stadium carries with it the major risk of being incapable of delivering a lasting legacy without further calls on the public purse. How confident are you, David, sitting here today, that you will be able to make the figures add up going forward?
Well, David Sullivan and myself have been in business for a lot longer than we care to share with you. Our experience at Birmingham City, as you probably is well documented, I believe that it is a sound bid, and the finances are in place. We've done our own due diligence, and we're satisfied that come what may, there will be absolutely no call upon public money.
If I may say so, David, you're quite clearly very emotional. It's hard to see how anyone could be more emotional about this decision. It's an East London club coming to an East London stadium.
And to East London people. I think that's what's important. You know, we've, David and I, our roots are in the East End of London. I mean, I was born here in the East End of London. I played for West Ham Football Club. I hoped one day that maybe I'd win a gold medal. I remember as a young boy, 14 years of age, running at a school camp, and 300 boys set out that day, and I won. And I received a 5-shilling piece, which I should have had with me right now, but I don't. But it does exist. Karen Brady can confirm that. And so far. And it was a great day, and I remember going to my school, which was Burke Secondary Modern, and saying to the PA teacher, I'd like to become a long-distance runner. And he said, Gold, don't be a silly sod. This is Burke Secondary Modern in the East End of London. We don't do long-distance running, but we do now.
Yeah. What was at stake here, David, for not just the club, but this part of London as well? How important was this decision?
Well, I think we've expressed that. It's not just about football. This is about a community. You know, we must, you know, this is more than about money and football, in which we hear lots of. This is about our community and what we can do. Just look at these young kids here. I mean, that's what this is really all about, and their future. And so it's very, very important from that point of view.
Our kids will get to see football, Premier League football, they'll get to see cricket, they'll get to see all sorts of sports, they'll get in that stadium for community events. The whole place will buzz, or we're looking to make the Undercroft work completely differently. It's a stadium in an amazing place. I mean, Spurs recognise that. It's an amazing place, Stratford, with amazing connections. The place is going to be buzzing, and our community is going to benefit. It's fantastic. It really is, and for us and the council, it's that legacy issue that we've been backing. I just think it's a win-win for our community. We're very excited with it.
David, how soon after the Olympics are over can you be kicking the first football in there?
2014-15 season. So there's 95. What people forget, we're not just going to roll across there and open up. We're spending £95 million, which will completely change the stadium, change the atmosphere, make it a multi-sport stadium, and it'll be ready for the start of the 2014 season.
And of course, vital that you're in the Premier League.
That would help our situation, but we've got a track record of Birmingham being in the Premier League.
Any more questions?
This is for Surrounding Wales. I should much be Londonese. Hello. Can one of the poorest boroughs in the capital, in the country in fact, afford to take out the £40 million loan at a time when there are severe cuts to services?
The loan we're taking has absolutely nothing to do with any of the other things we're doing. It's something called potential borrowing. We couldn't use it for anything else. We couldn't take the money and spend it on services because it has to be tied up against an income stream. So it won't cost us anything. Now, we're loaning the money to the SPV, which will run the stadium, and we'll get the money back. It is a loan at proper rates. What will happen is they'll get paid back. It will cost absolutely nothing, and I say that the money can't be used for anything else to do anything to make a difference in our community. And then we'll start to make money, which we'll be able to invest in some of the things for our kids, the sports that every child musician that I talked about. So in the end, the borough is going to, and is expecting to make money out of this deal in order to put it back into the community. But I'm glad you draw the issue about cuts to our attention. Perhaps the government could ease up on some of the cuts and make life easier for us.
Ever the politician.
Simon Hart from the Daily Telegraph. Some people, most notably today, Denise Lewis, have raised doubts about whether that track will remain there forever. What guarantees can you give that it will, and could you explain perhaps some of the legal guarantees that will ensure that happens?
We will give British Athletics the same length of lease that we have on the stadium, so whilst we are there for 250 years, they'll be there for 250 years. So it'll be a legally built-in guarantee. It'll be there forever.
That was an easy question.
So can I ask a question to all the West Ham board? I've been speaking to fans who aren't all confident they will actually work to watch football in a stadium which is also going to be used for athletics. Can you reassure fans that it will work?
We're hugely confident. I have to tell you, when David and I first came to West Ham, and this was muted, I had my doubts. But once I'd gone to the stadium and seen the stadium and seen the sight lines, I have to say to you, that I was won over immediately. This is an iconic stadium. This will be one of the finest stadiums for football, and of course the bonus is that all of these other events will be taking place here. But as a football stadium, I am confident the West Ham fans will be thrilled, and we've already set up programs for them to come and see it because we're so confident that they'll fall in love with it, both because it's iconic, but also because they'll realise that this is a proper football stadium. The sight lines are, there is not a single seat in this stadium that will be worse than at Wembley. And we know that 90,000 people go to Wembley and they're thrilled by the experience. They'll be coming here, there'll be 60,000 fans, and they will equally be thrilled by the experience.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for that. We will now proceed to one.